Okay. Hello, newbie. I see you are bright and early. Yes, I wasn't planning on doing a Diablo stream today, but I think it's important to assess the effects of the patch changes, so as ad hoc as this is, I think it will be very necessary. So let's get started. Yes. Hello, Ray. I hope you guys have all enjoyed Exoprimal, those of you that showed up for it. If you didn't, that's okay. Alright. Now the new season is coming soon, so obviously I'm here to test some changes. Okay. I am doing something specific, Kenzo. Don't worry. When there is time, I will call you to run dungeons, but do not ask. I will always offer when there is time. Yes? Okay, good. First things first, I've tested the map transference. So the map will be transferred if you log into your most done up character. Yes? All the altars of Lilith now show as well. And the renown bonuses can now be claimed across the board. Okay, this is already live. Hello, Mike, Zane. It's okay. Please go ahead and enjoy your bed. Alright, I will just do some testing. Now, first things first, like I said, we are going to immediately assess the impact of the current changes on the Necromancer. There'll be 2 videos talking about the patch notes. One today, one another day. Why? Because there is a lot. And I'm going to tell you seriously, there is a lot to unpack. No jokes intended. Alright, there is a serious amount that we have to assess, reassess, and understand. So we are going to deal with that. Okay? There's a lot that we have to do. For Season 1, Tina Carranza? Bone Spear, of course. But wait and see, we're going to assess the changes now. You can actually assess your Season 1 builds now and immediately, okay? I just want to be very clear about that because the patch is already live. Keep that in mind, the patch is already live. You can assess the changes immediately for your builds. You can assess, check, test everything right now. You don't have to wait. Okay, there's no waiting necessary. You want to test things now, you can test them immediately. And that is exactly what we'll be doing. There are changes to the way that XP works. This is very crucial. Please understand that this will be the new standard by which we assess all builds. They did the Sork dirty? Well, that's what other people are saying, Mike. Wait till my conclusion, because I think they did very well by the Sorcerer. Like I said, be patient, alright? Wait for the actual testing. All of these preliminary assessments are simply here to lie to you, to fool you, to present a doom and gloom scenario because people are no longer overpowered. I'm here to alter that perception, to ensure that you guys get accurate information. So if any of you are thinking that, oh my god, you know, things aren't as good as before or stuff like that, relax. Wait till my assessment comes out because I'm going to actually, unlike these people that have not actually tested the stuff, I am going to accurately test. In fact, yesterday, people already mentioned, and I have told you, have I not told you guys this in several streams, guys? People have been exploiting bugs to deal excessive damage. My builds are not based on bugs. They are based on fundamentals. They are based on the core fundamentals of how something works. I hope you understand this. This is crucial. Okay, this is crucial. There will be more testing done. There'll be more testing done tomorrow. Tomorrow. This evening is the last evening of Exoprimal. But tomorrow, all the way up until the season of the Malignance starts, we will be doing some live testing before that happens. And then we're going to go straight into the Season of the Malignant. Why are we not doing the testing tonight? Because, alright, there is very little to test. We're going to assess the first 2 crucial builds. The Sorcerer is actually going to be one of the first characters I do in Season 1, alongside the Necromancer. That was with Shred, Zane, not with the werewolf's auto attack. No, wrong. It was with Shred. Shred specifically had a double dipping bug, with which that guy that did 1 billion damage basically talked about in his own video. It was due to, if you watch my damage video yesterday, guys, it was due to, remember I said in the damage video, I mentioned that there are some multipliers outside of the 5 main bucket categories. I had mentioned the Serration aspect, which is right here. This has not been addressed, by the way. This is still here because this is a fundamental part. So apparently Serration aspect is intended. What was nerfed for the Bone Necro is the Tendrils. Okay, this was an intentional nerf, which it should have been this entire time. Keep this in mind. This is intended. It should have been nerfed right from the get-go because this is a separate multiplier which should not have been allowed. Now this has been brought in line. Furthermore, this one has also been nerfed. Okay? Why? Because getting up to 225% bonus damage on your Bone Spear return shot was actually ridiculous, because keep in mind, this is still, in my case, 111% bonus damage to vulnerable enemies with piercing. Yeah, Stormclaw aspect was adjusted because it was overperforming and it was allowing double dipping of damage, which should not be allowed. Zane, okay, so regarding a lot of the nerfs to damage resistance and things like that, it is because of the planned potential changes. Well, Kush, we're about to assess that. I'm still talking with chat, but regarding the nerfs to certain aspects, keep in mind that aspect of might has not been changed. You are still getting 20% damage reduction, and this is now going to be more crucial. The armor aspect nerf, of course, it is sad and annoying, but at the same time, what you guys need to remember is that we were doing stuff that we were not supposed to do before. Okay? Clearing the capstone, and let's be honest here, clearing the capstone at level 53 was never intended. We are supposed to clear the capstone dungeon for World Tier 4 at the very earliest. The new standard is level 60. That is where we were supposed to clear the capstone dungeon. The earliest is at 60. The earliest we are supposed to enter World Tier 4, okay, is actually at level 64. This is the earliest. However, theoretically speaking, based on the new leveling standards, we should actually only enter at level 68. Okay, I will talk about this in my video tonight, talking about the patch notes, the major changes. Then, of course, I will assess the class changes in a separate video. You guys, what you need to understand is that a lot of these nerfs came in because they are setting new standards. They are absolutely setting new standards. Yes, of course, that is with RNG on your side. But still, these were never intended. It was never intended for this to be possible. Which I also actually thoroughly agreed with. Because I think that everybody was becoming far too obsessed with being record breakers instead of actually playing the game the way it was intended. This is not good. They have made several other changes which I very much agree with, especially to the fact that they have completely altered things like how the cold affix works, which was genuinely disastrous. However, Death Pulse, please remember, Death Pulse is still an instant throwaway. Do not do any Death Pulse missions because you will die. Okay, I'm going to be very clear on that. If you do Death Pulse missions, you are going to suffer and there's nobody that can help you. Okay, let's immediately, after we get rid of these terrible affixes, we will now pop a potion. Okay. And cruise down. Fade. Okay, let's start with a tier 34. Blood Blister, actually, wait. Excuse me. Backstabber's Blood Blister. Okay, let's go. Thank you all for keeping the sound on, but again, let me remind you, please keep in mind that a lot of these nerfs are intended. Alright, a lot of these nerfs are intended. Builds will now be built in accordance with the new standards. Everything will be assessed. Oh my god, I love the new loading screen. That is freaking sick. Dudes, you can now see your character in the loading screen. Hey! Guys, I like the new loading screen. Blizzard is aiming at a goal of balance, and we are going to ensure that the Robot Nation is in line with that. So please understand that... hello, Tiana. Please understand that all the new standards will be clearly laid out in my video tonight, and we will reassess, we will redo, okay? And then we are going to find out how things are meant to function. Now, keep in clear mind, enemies are... Now, the maximum enemies that you can fight above your level, okay, and that you should fight above your level are 10 levels above you maximum. Please understand this. Damage has been drastically nerfed, okay? Damage has been drastically nerfed for good reason. We are not supposed to reach astronomical numbers. And enemy scaling has been adjusted to compensate for this. You will now see your damage be close to halved or even 1/3. Okay. The maximum enemies above your level that you're supposed to fight, like I said, is 10 levels above you, and this is intended with a party. That is the maximum XP that you can get. Alright, whereas your character builds, and you will require perfect god rolls in order to do this. Builds will be rebuilt and reassessed for a maximum standard. Builds will be able to accomplish a maximum efficient standard of 10 levels above. Okay, so we are going to do that. We are going to reassess. We are going to retest all this kind of stuff. But I'm also going to tell you right here, right now, that builds will only ever be intended to fight maximum 10 levels above, and for comfortable leveling, 6 levels above. Yes, of course. Of course, I will cover everything that is necessary tonight. Okay, but it is imperative that you guys understand and not panic that that this whole situation, right, is as intended. Hello, Cheshire. So right now, what you need to understand is that your characters have been drastically nerfed in terms of unintentionally large damage. Okay, get used to it, because this was the way it was supposed to be all along. Okay, even with the same builds, you will have no trouble fighting characters, as you can see, 8 levels above you with no real risk of death. Okay, and this is with the Backstabber affix. However, please keep in mind that you will still need to fight well, relatively well. Okay, and you're not just going to be able to wander around willy-nilly, you know, without any sort of consequence. Okay, in this particular circumstance, as you can see right here, all right, I'm still able to do high levels of damage so long as I maintain my essence. Okay, I can still maintain high damage reduction so long as I use my basic attack, which you should all have remembered is the way that this game was meant to be played. No problem. Like I mentioned, you are all in good hands. Everything that has been changed, the new standards of play will be announced, and like I said, it will all be handled. Everything that you guys need will be handled. All I ask for is time and understanding, because you are not going to be able to do, like I mentioned, any of the same things you were doing before, and this needs to be understood. Because a lot of people think that it's going to be like it was before. It's not. Everybody is unhappy because they feel nerfed, but again, did they properly understand the new standards? If they didn't, Blizzard doesn't want you guys doing 20 levels above you, alright? Not without absolute god roll gear, and not without being level 100. At a level of 80, you should be able to accomplish something 10 levels higher. As I mentioned, we will be doing exactly that. In fact, we'll be doing a little bit of a stress test. I'm going to throw my character about 11 levels higher, okay? Right after this. We're going to do that, and then I'm going to show you the results of this. And Duvi, don't worry. Bone Spear Necro is a very good choice. Yes, yes. I recommend that everybody play in Season 1, play alongside us, okay? Because there'll be new standards for leveling, there'll be new methodologies, things like that. And of course, the people of the internet will tell you that World Tier 1 is a great choice for leveling. I'm going to tell you now, if you do that, sure, you'll level faster, but you will not be prepared for these changes. You will not be prepared for combat above your level because, I'm sorry, gear was overtuned before. This as much was mentioned in the patch notes. Gear was overtuned, everything was overperforming. This should not be the case. Now things are not like that anymore. Yes? Mike is correct. Like the stream, please. Guys, you want to see the best creator here? I will help you. But like the stream, help me grow, help me bring the light to all the people still in darkness. Let me help the people who are trapped by, you know, in the past, I was never somebody who said, oh, other creators are bad, things like that. But there are a lot of creators right now. Well, I'm not sorry that your overpowered bug build got nerfed. Why didn't you build a build based on fundamentals? I was waiting for evidence before I stake my claim. But ladies and gents, Asian robot builds are still performing to standard. That will be tested, Cheshire. The maximum XP grind of 15% occurs 10 levels above you, but you need to understand this is only possible in World Tier 4. No, not more items than XP, newbie. Only more gold. More items, yes, but only more gold. Not more XP. World Tier 2 XP remains the same as it was before. Furthermore, you cannot go a number of levels above you in certain world tiers. In World Tier 2, you can go a maximum of 3 levels above you. Enemies, even if they are level 35 and you're level 20, right, they will only grant you the XP as if they were level 23 mobs. This is called an offset. This will be explained in my video. This will be explained in my video later tonight, guys. There's a lot to understand, and I have already understood it on your behalf. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Please, be patient. Tonight, you will get an understanding of everything. Everything you need to know about how to really enjoy this game will be published tonight in a video, and class changes will be assessed the next day, because class changes are less important, especially if you've been following a robot build. You do not need anything other than a robot build. And now more than ever, it is crucial to use a robot build, because I'm so sorry, a lot of these other builds were based on bugs. They were based on things that were not supposed to be possible. Robot builds are built on fundamentals because I don't use bugs. I don't use false exploits. I don't use things like that. Okay? What you need to understand is that my builds were solely based on one thing, fundamentals. Why is the fundamentals crucial? Because if you build them correctly, nerfs, you are nerf proof. Other people have said that their builds are future proof. I can still hit 1 million.
Hard living has made them strange looking.
Oh, by the way, the grind has been lessened for casual players, but not for uniques, which I'm still not happy about. That I'm still going to fight for until the day that I die, but the grind is now less. Just so you know. More items of better quality will drop. In fact, actually, that's the funny thing, Zane. The druid, which was not performing as well as other characters, is now performing to standard, which is interesting to see. But either way, I'm still going to rebuild a storm druid because relying on 2 uniques for the pulve werebear is too much for me. We are going to see how the nightmare changes impact in season 1 though. If they impact well, then I might still build a pulverized werebear druid. Might. But the new poison creeper thing is quite awesome though, so I'm kind of thinking about that. But we will see how all of that changes. I'm still probably going to go storm if I can. But the new poison creeper aspect is very attractive. Of course you'll get a legendary item from this dungeon, Kush. That's what I'm here to test. Come now, my friend. You know me. I don't test meaningless things. Okay, this boss is 8 levels above me. And of course, it'll die just as quickly as soon as a corpse is created. We are now going to do an extreme test. Ladies and gents, you will now get up to 3 rare items, as you can see, per dungeon. And you will also get a legendary item with a 50% chance of receiving a second one. Okay? Item drops will now be better, as I've stated. Yes, there are level restrictions. And there should have been level restrictions right from the get-go. Basically, what the patch was all about was not nerfing your XP gain. They were realigning the standards of the game, you know, by the way, hi Pen. And they are stopping power leveling. They are stopping power leveling completely. Okay, which is good. Which is a good thing. There is no point in people power leveling. There is no point in people being level 100 in 2 days, and this will help to kill the businesses that thrive off this rubbish. We want these people out of our game community, guys. We don't want the power levelers here. We don't want the pay to win players here. We don't want them here. Okay. Yes, this was mentioned in the patch notes, Zane. As I said, a lot of this will be covered tonight, but you will receive 3 rare items always, and up to 2 legendary items. Most of the time you receive 1, you've got a 50% chance of getting a second. Okay? Alright. Now, just as an extreme example, okay? Just for an extreme example, we are going to do a tier 38 nightmare dungeon. Again, this is considered roughly appropriate for my level. The maximum you can go in nightmare dungeons during your leveling process up to 100 is strictly 10 levels above you. That is the maximum. But for comfortable leveling, please keep in mind that the new standard, and I've mentioned this before, is going to be 6 levels above you. That is going to be the comfortable standard, and I want everyone to meet that standard. All robot builds will be able to meet the 10 level standard in World Tier 4, but for comfortable leveling, of course, we'll be running 6 levels, and when we run in parties, we'll be running 8 to 9 levels above. This is to compensate for the increased monster health scaling. Understood? This is the new standard of gameplay, guys. Like I said, get familiar with it and you'll still be fine. Of course, as I mentioned before, you will still be hitting large numbers with robot builds, just that they will not be as astronomical as before. Previously, you would have seen me hit like 4 millions, things like that, okay? This is no longer the case. You will now see numbers closer to 1 million, things like that. You will still see big numbers, don't get me wrong. And of course, Necro is still the ultimate best choice for Season 1, as it always was. But you should still be able to do plenty of good damage. Okay? Now, keep in mind that this is far, far above the leveling standard. These are 12 levels above me, and the robot build is performing as planned. Of course, my friend Cheshire. You and those people now, of course, I still have a lot of love for the people from that game. Even if I don't love that game anymore. But you guys know. The people from the Forbidden game know and understand. Robot standards are the standard. We always achieve above and beyond expectations. Why? Because we are designed that way. I'm an AI here to bring you the best absolute content. And as you can see, performance is not at all impacted. I'll return to this dungeon in a second. I forgot to clear my inventory. Performance for robot builds. This is 12 levels above. No change. The maximum is 10. Yes, they did, Pen. Like I said, all of this I'm planning on covering thoroughly in a video tonight because I know a lot of people are very confused about it. They don't understand how it works. You know, things like that. Don't worry, it will all be covered in tonight's video. Every single thing that you need will be handled tonight. Hammer Barb will still be good. All of the builds that I've worked on will be good. It's only the ones that use different builds or builds that are slightly unique here, slightly unique there. They're going to fail. Because those builds were based on bugs, exploits, things like that. Robot builds are based on one thing. Fundamentals. That's the difference in my building. That's why you did not see me hit insane numbers like other creators did. Because I wasn't trying to find the best bug. The best bug is going to get nerfed. Fundamentals won't betray you. Fundamentals will always be in line with the game expectations. Now, you can still die. You can still die, alright? Keep that in mind. But this is 12 levels above you. You're not supposed to be here. You see? If you go 12 levels above you and you fight a lot of ranged enemies, you are going to die. This should be understood because as before, this was not intended. This was not intended. However, robot build can still perform. Take note that this is what the level 20 dungeons felt like beforehand. So pretty much the same thing. You saw that guy? He just got popped for about 2 million damage. Of course, that was with a very lucky overpower and crit hit. So, you can still hit high numbers, assuming your build is fundamentally good. That's okay. Let them test the bugs and things like that. You all know and understand that whatever these people do, I don't care. At the end of the day, what we are here to do is fundamentally to prepare ourselves. If you build a bug build, you never know what will be changed about it. That is what I'm trying to say. Of course they will try and check these things, because that's their livelihood. Their livelihood depends upon a community that they have fooled into believing that they are good. Their livelihood depends upon them pretending that they have good knowledge of this game, when instead what they're doing day in, day out, and why they're so obsessed with this game in the first place is to find the best bugs. We don't do that. We have other games to play, like Exo Primal. It's a great game. I have First Descendant coming up. I don't have all day to grind Diablo. No, my pathway here is to find you guys the best and most efficient fundamental build every season. End of story. Once I find that for you, I'm done. My job is finished. I can go along my merry way. And I had already said this multiple times in multiple streams. Fundamentals don't get nerfed. And I said Bone Spear would not get nerfed. Everyone said Bone Spear is gonna get nerfed. No, it wasn't. They did not nerf the fundamentals. And as you can see, it still functions. You want to go way above your level, you can. But completing the hardest content is going to require god rolls. Okay? They've tried to make the gearing easier by doing 3 legendary drops in dungeons. Yeah? And most crucially I think for everybody, is that, excuse me, they have tried their utmost to create a situation whereby now the leveling process is fair to everybody. You're not supposed to be doing 20 levels above you right from level 53 because of excessively overpowered aspects on the Necro. They nerf those overperforming aspects, but if used correctly, under the circumstances which they are intended to be used, they still perform just as well. Exoprimal's pretty good, isn't it? Bugra? Of course. Do you see the class I'm playing right now? Necromancer. My recommendations never change because my recommendations are always based on fundamentals, like I've been telling my entire chat. You want to know what's the best for Season 1? Watch my stream when Season 1 drops. I will play the best character right from day 1. Okay? So don't you worry. Everything you need to know. Alright? Everything you need to know will be found on this channel. To quote Professor Dumbledore, help will always be given at Hogwarts to those who ask for it, because as long as you are true to the Hogwarts standards, you will be fine. If you choose not to be, then I cannot help you. Ah, good. My dad's crutches are arriving soon. Thank God, I've been waiting for them. I want to tell you a personal story, guys. You all know that I don't have a lot of money. I've been very open and honest about this, and I'm not doing this to ask for donations. I just want to tell you an honest story. I want to make it as a content creator because I woke up this morning, checked my bank account. I have less than $1,000 in there. That's fine. You know, there have been a lot of expenses this month. It's been a tough time. Not all of my videos succeed. Not all of my videos get thousands of views because my videos don't do what people are most interested in are build videos, but at the same time, I don't do what other people do and assess 1,000 different build videos, and I don't just keep posting shitty build videos to get attention, because that's not my job. My job is to bring you accurate information. But look, there are very few people that actually want accurate information. How many of you checked out the damage video last night, where I explained the fundamentals? These are the things that you need to understand, but this is why I do that content. Nobody wants to watch it, I don't care. Okay? The information will always be there for those that need it. And if I don't make enough for rent, that's okay, never mind. I can always make up the difference, a little bit here, a little bit there. I'll work harder if I need to. But I don't go for cheap views, I don't go for cheap promotions, I don't buy my views. I do everything on this channel honestly. So if you want to help me, watch my streams, watch my videos, that's all I ask you. I'm not even asking you for donations here. You want to help put a little money in my bank account so that I can make rent and pay my expenses, all I ask. Keep watching my videos, keep watching my content. Because I promise you, you'll only get the best here. One shot with Bone Spear, enemy dead. No problem. 12 levels above. The maximum that you can go is 10 levels. Even if I kill 12 levels above me, I'm still only getting XP as if the enemy was 10 levels above me. That's the maximum. And I'm not sorry, these are the standards. These are just the standards. Whether people like them, don't like them, you know, whatever else. I'm not sorry, these are the standards. Okay, again, I say again, these are simply the standards, whether people like them or not. Okay, if they want to like them, that's good. If they don't want to like them, that's their problem. Okay, I am not here to force anybody to like anything. No, I'm just here to present to you accurate information. So thank you to everybody who subscribed. Thank you to everybody who's watching my stream. Please pay attention to tonight's video. It's very important. If you guys want to be able to do the things I'm doing, then pay attention to tonight's video where I explain everything. Okay? Tonight's video will explain everything. At what level should we switch from Necro to a different class? Any level you like. But the best class to play to level 100 is Necro. I recommend finishing your one character first, but if you want to play a different character, don't start with Necro, start with that character. It doesn't matter. Just wait. You can still use my older, and I'm going to tell you this honestly, you can still use my older leveling builds for the other classes. Necro is the best and safest to bring to level 100, as you can see. 12 levels above, no problem. Necro is the safest to bring to level 100, but it doesn't mean that it is the only one. Yeah, go for the hammer barb. None of this will change. None of the robot builds are changing. There might be some minor adjustments, but none of these builds are going to change. Not a single one of them. Why would any of them change? I mentioned it before, right? My builds have never once been based on something like a bug or an exploit. No, my builds never have been based on that. My builds are based only on one thing: fundamentals. Fundamentals. That's it. I only base my builds on that because I know that at the end of the day, if I screw up,
anything else?
If I have a problem, you know, it's gonna affect you guys, not me. And I don't want to affect you guys badly. I'm here to help. Your stash box should be clear for season 1 anyway. Keep only your uniques and your gear. Like for some characters, if you're going to delete that character, that's okay, understandable, but clean out your stash. Alright, season 1 is going to start afresh and you won't have any of that stuff anyway. The reason why you want to clean out your stash is so that when season 1 starts, you have a fresh and clear stash. I mean, your stash for season 1 will be separate, but when season 1 ends, you're going to those characters are going to merge into the Eternal Realm, which means that your stashes and stuff will all be merged. So just keep the Eternal Realm uniques that you've gotten over time and assess the best ones, throw them out each season, whatever. But basically that's all you need to do, okay? Thank you for subscribing, Tiago Santos. Welcome everybody, welcome. Now, there's no point in me going to tier 38s. We're just going to go to simple tier 34s. Let's continue to assess how this performs, yeah? My Necro is perfectly fine, dude. I can still kill 12 levels above, but the maximum, and I've explained to everyone already, the maximum standard for this, the maximum level that you should be killing above your level is simply 10 levels. Look out for the video tonight. The video tonight is absolutely important. Do not miss tonight's video. No matter what, you must not miss tonight's video because I'm going to explain the most major changes, the most major differences in everything. Please understand, tonight's is very crucial. You must not miss it, no matter what. Hammer of the Ancients Barb does no damage now? I beg to differ. If built correctly, there should be no problems. Unless people were taking advantage of bugs or building incorrectly. If they followed my build, there's no problem. Yeah, no problem, Kush. Listen. Well, the world bosses are going to be harder because people cannot use bug builds. Those who applied fundamental builds will still be able to kill them. Of course you're doing 1/6 of the damage. The damage was never meant to be that high, dude. Did you not check the patch notes, Finn? Because if you didn't, then that explains why. Like I said, tonight's video will cover everything that you guys need to do. Everyone's damage has gone down for good reason. You were never meant to do that damage. You were never meant to do the damage you were doing beforehand. You were never meant to go 20 levels above you. Of course. Like I said, fundamentals, my friends, fundamentals. If you are using bugs instead of obeying fundamentals, you will be doing less damage, no problem. But if you are properly obeying fundamentals, like I've always taught people, you'll be fine. Necro obeys fundamentals. My Necro build, at least. If you're using a bootleg build from somewhere else, then I'm sorry, you know. I can't help you there. But of course you'll be doing less damage as well. The patch notes reduced all forms of damage last night. And they reduced especially the critical damage multipliers, which were excessive, and the vulnerable damage multipliers, which were excessive. No problem, Cheshire. Yep. Those using perfect robot builds are fine. You've got perfect aspects, but were you using a robot build? If you weren't, too bad. Everyone who used a build from somebody else, which was not based on fundamentals, which was based off bugs, they're going to suffer. That one is a separate issue for Blizzard to tackle, but that is why I told everybody don't use don't use minion builds, don't use summoner builds. Okay, those should be addressed, but B-Gold, well, that's the reason why on this channel we never use those. I only use the best performing builds, and minions was not one of them. They have a long road to fix a lot of things. But for the time being, they fixed a lot of other issues, which I'm okay with. And that is why I also ditched my Blood Minion Necro. And I explained it in multiple streams and videos that it was not fundamentally good. Tomorrow I will be streaming in the evening only, because I have to help my dad in the morning. His crutches are arriving either today or tomorrow. So we're going to get him used to walking with them and all that kind of stuff. As you know, my family situation's not great, guys. But I'll still be here to help you all. But tomorrow evening, expect a long Diablo stream. All the way into the start of Season 1. Season of the Malignant, yeah? Expect it. But tonight will be Exo Primal, okay? It'll be our last night of Exo Primal. We're going to have some fun with the dinosaurs. One last bit of fun with the dinosaurs, and then tomorrow it's Diablo 4 all the way into Season 1. Okay? So please expect it. Please look forward to it. This is with all the same damage nerfs, same gear. I haven't changed my gear at all. Like I said, fundamentals, no problems. My Necro is still performing as well as it should. Now granted, this is not the ideal. Ideal would be tier 36 for max XP. But as I've already mentioned, you should be, theoretically, solo farming about 6 to 8 levels above you with no trouble. You should still be easily one-shotting most things and decimating your opponents. Assuming you're using a robot build. So those of you who want, my builds are all on my channel, follow them. In Season 1, I'll reassess the builds and post another video explaining that this still works for Season 1, okay? I will update the testing and all that, but the builds still work. And they will continue to work. Bone Spear Necro, I told everybody. Did I not tell everybody? Well, those of you who don't know me well probably don't know, but on my streams beforehand, you know, everybody was all like, Bone Spear's gonna get nerfed, Bone Spear's gonna get nerfed. The aspects that were not performing the intended way were nerfed. But a Bone Spear Necro built around the fundamentals is not having problems. I don't even have maxed aspects. Nor do I have maxed rolls on my gear. Because I don't buy my gear. I farm it. Like everybody else. Fundamentals. Fundamentals. They did not nerf or change any of the fundamentals around the Necro. Up to you. I would still go for crit damage, vulnerable damage, because now it's even more crucial to stack as much vulnerable as possible. I would go for crit chance, crit damage, vulnerable damage, and if I can, close damage to enemies. Because now, like I mentioned, it's more crucial than ever that we stack the right multipliers. And the Barb can take advantage of close damage, which is one of the multipliers that was improved, actually. So that is what I would do on my Barbarian. Travel to the Siren's Chamber. Where the hell is the Siren's Chamber? Oh, here. Oh, okay. Cool. Yep, boss still done. Mission over. Ah, so level 21 is the max for glyphs. Okay, now that I've learned that. Alright, not too bad. They have nerfed the vulnerable damage on the glyphs as well. So keep in mind you won't be doing as much as you did before. RIP D4, why RIP? Everything's still the same, Silver Bullet. No difference. What's the problem? Now let's switch over to my Barb for a second, yeah? Fit mommy. Why RIP? Nothing changed. Well, nothing changed for people following robot builds. That change... Well, considering that we get more gear out of Nightmare Dungeons, I don't view it as a bad thing. It'll make aspect farming a bit more difficult.
Stay sharp, my friend.
That much is true. So that I cannot deny. But I also don't think it is too much of a problem.
Magic is neither good
Or at least it shouldn't
nor
be,
evil.
for most people.
How may I help you? Sublime.
Okay, now. Let's go have a look. Death Pulse is a no. Death Pulse is a no. It's okay. Resource burn is a no. Right. Okay, let's start with the basics. Blind Burrows looks about right. Consume a shadow resist potion for no reason. Yeah. Sorceress nerfed into the ground? I don't think so. Not when you see my season 1 build for the Sorceress. A lot of people say, who are you following that said Sorceress is nerfed into the ground? Because it's clear that you're following some other creator and listening to their opinion without thinking for yourself. I'm going to tell you that right now, Silver Bullet. Wait for my season 1 sorcerer. You can choose to trust me, or you can choose to trust some other Yahoo out there with a bigger following that they probably bought. Because I don't believe there's any nerfs. Or at least, as far as I can see, all I saw were buffs. My barb's still hitting 4 mil. Easy. These are 11 levels above me, so I should be doing tier 43 maximum. But good, good. Ladies and gents, you will be hitting 1/3 of the damage you used to hit because that was the intended change, but the maximum levels you can do above your level for leveling is 10 levels. I'm doing 11 right now. I don't see a problem. As I mentioned, fundamentals. I can't say it enough. I can say it more if you want. But I told you guys, fundamentals. You follow the wrong... We have a saying in Asia. You follow the wrong teacher, you follow the wrong guru, you will always get the wrong results. Why do we say this? Because it is absolutely essential for most people to follow the correct pathway, the right pathway. When you do the wrong pathway, the wrong things, things will go badly for you. If you do things the right way, nothing will go badly for you. That's why I'm telling you, be cautious. Follow the wrong person and it will not go well. And I've mentioned it before, look for my video tonight. I will explain everything you need to know. Look for my video tomorrow where I talk about the class changes. I'll spread it over 2 videos because I know how essential it is that you guys get accurate information. So trust in me. Be patient. All of the posts are negative, but who cares what all the posts say? You trust them or you trust me? Don't forget, I never finished Sorcerer in the preseason because of some fundamental issues. Fundamental issues which have now been resolved. Then don't watch my videos, James. Don't watch my videos. Nobody's asking you to. You don't want to watch them, you don't even have to watch my channel. Up to you. The choice is yours. The choice is yours, I don't really care. But for those that seek knowledge, I'm here to help. Those that don't want to, Mr. James Moriarty, please, by all means. With a name like that, you live quite a fantasy, don't you? I said you should, but it's up to you. The choice is always yours. Those that seek knowledge will watch. Those that don't, up to you, man. Of course. No, you're not. You're just some random troll that we don't care about. So, goodbye, Mr. James. We have no time for your kind around here, alright? Trolls will not be given any voice in my channel. And listen, Silver Bullet, don't worry. Season 1. Please wait for it. Everything you need will be covered then. You have my word. By the way, do you have to work harder for damage? Yes. But you should still be hitting large, obscene amounts. As long as you obey the fundamentals. Keep in mind, ladies and gents, I'm here to help. People who want to be negative, people who want to be silly, will be removed from my channel. I don't care who you are or why you say anything. All you need to do here in this place is do one thing. Obey what I say. Not because I want you blindly following me, but because what I say will always be rooted in fundamental knowledge. Lobstrous says, the crit and vol nerf seems great for overall balance. Any class worth looking at for solid DOT damage? Shadow Necro. You can build a pretty solid Shadow Necro or the current standard for Rogue, and I'm going to let my Rogue people test this, but the current standard for Rogue is Poison Rogue. Poison Rogue is now the superior Rogue, especially with the new aspect that just dropped for it. I have a feeling that it's going to be the best choice for Rogue. I'm going to actually ask that Ken probably test this, but I might try and make a ranged Rogue possible in Season 1 if I can. I would certainly like to see that happen, but there are going to be some crucial, and I do say this with all honesty, there are going to be some crucial changes for Rogue because DOT damage is basically it. That I have not tested. I will test it separately in Season 1. I think that Helltides are indeed a separate issue. I feel that they have what they also did, by the way, newbie. You need to go and open up all the random things along the way now, because that's a good source of cinders. First, I wanted to show people that said, "Oh, Barb does no damage." Are you sure? Because I'm doing just fine.
My friends were cut down.
250 for mysteries, yes, that is exactly what they have changed. But first and foremost, I've assessed, is there a Helltide on right now? Because if there is, I'll go in there right after this. But yeah, I've already assessed, as you said, the Necro no problem, Barb no problem. Fundamentals, ladies and gents, fundamentals. As I said, I'm battling 11 levels above me, which is basically I wouldn't get any bonus XP for this, but Asian robot builds are still performing where they're meant to perform. It could be possible that they're bugged. We will assess after this. But yeah, if there's a Helltide here, then we shall go and check it out. Whirlwind was trashed here from beforehand. Why? Because Whirlwind was not rooted in fundamentals. Whirlwind was always a bug exploiting type build. So if Whirlwind Barb is the only Barb you play, then yeah, you're gonna struggle. Because Hammer was the only valid way to play without bugs. Whirlwind had a fundamental problem, my friend. That was the issue. Okay. Let me finish this dungeon.
Think I can manage from here.
And from there we will go and do more shenanigans. Then you can keep playing Whirlwind, but it's going to be trash. So just know that you'll be playing a trash build for the rest of Season 1, that's all. Like, if you're okay with that, like, there's nobody that's going to stop you from playing a trash build if you want to play a trash build. Just that it's bad on its fundamentals, but if you want to use it, and you feel comfortable using it, then use it. Like, literally nobody can stop you. Nobody can say, oh, you can't play this build. No, do whatever you want. But just know that it's going to be bad, that's all. As long as you know, and it's like one of those agreements. Do you accept this risk? You click yes, then nobody's gonna stop you, man. They should, because if based on what you guys are saying, I believe you guys. Cinder drops should be exactly the same as they were before, because they were not supposed to have been nerfed. What was supposed to have been changed was the amount that you're supposed to have for the Helltides, because they didn't want people doing 4 chests per Helltide like I was doing sometimes. You did see me do that. That I'm okay with, but I am not okay if they change the drop rate for Cinders, because that is not fair. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not saying that there's a cap to it. I'm saying you will not even be able to do Nightmare 50s with the Whirlwind Barb. But if you want to spin, you know, absolutely go ahead. I'm just telling you that you are going to struggle even with just Nightmare 50s or so. Of course, with perfect gear, even that will be possible. But the Whirlwind is going to go all the way down to like... Because it was very reliant on vulnerable and crit damage to do anything at all. So now that has been the most major change, whereas Hammer of the Ancients was more based on the fundamental bonuses, Whirlwind Barb may struggle around 50s, 40s, around there. So you might want to be very careful with that. You're going to need very much better gear than the Hammer Barb to keep up. But as long as you accept that risk and you're chill with it, then, you know, go ahead and do it. My job is just to provide the accurate information, so I'm just telling you that this will be your problem. If you're okay with that problem, then, you know, go ahead. Nobody can stop you. Nobody should stop you, ideally, because it's your game. You paid for it. You play the way you want. Well, considering the ultimate goal is Nightmare 100, I guess we have a different standard of assessment. But yeah, if you're fine with doing that, like I said, you will only be able to do that with maxed out glyphs and gear at level 100. But again, if you're okay with that, you accept the risk, that's fine. You know, you just do whatever you want to do, as long as you're okay with the problems with it. That's all. You know, as long as you know the issues, that's fine. Nobody's gonna say you can't. But my goal, obviously, is to lead my people to 100s eventually with perfect gear. Yes, it's going to be a very long road, but that is the, I guess, that is the ideal idea. So my aim will be only at 100s. Oh man, I've got too much stuff. Yeah, that's okay, Silver Bullet. You don't like Hammer, that's fine. You can play Whirlwind. Yeah, go for it. If you whatever you think is viable, go for it. I am not sure I understand your statement, see? The Butcher is the same as he always was. But you're going to do a lot less damage, so he may feel OP if you're going too far above your level. Like I said, you can make the choice, but tonight I will release a video explaining everything about where you should go, how to level, things like that. But if you guys choose not to watch that, I cannot help you. So just remember what I'm saying here. I can only present information. I cannot force you guys. Nor will I try to. Oh, this is a nice ring. I like this ring. I'll just keep that there. Reflection enemies that are bleeding. Huh, but that's such a low roll. Yep, close enemies was definitely buffed nicely. I like that. The strength rolls were reduced, so that's no good, but vol damage overall has been buffed. You just need maxed out rolls.
Yeah, give it over.
Let's go back. I'll see if the Helltide's still on after this. Well, I mean, if they haven't assessed it after the changes, then I don't know if it's viable or not. I'm going to only play Hammer Barb first, but once I get to level 100, I will test other builds. And of course, I'll test the claims made by other creators in Season 1. Right now, obviously, there's no time and there's no need. The only thing people need to focus on is what's going to happen in Season 1. So for me, I'll be sticking with my Hammer Barb, because it is a fundamentally good playstyle with no problems, no issues. So I'll play that, and then once I get to 100, I will farm and test other gearing options. Although Butcher's Cleaver might be an interesting one, you know? Thinking about it. I might see if I can pick up a Butcher's Cleaver. That's right. I need to change that, don't I? Ah, yes. This is no longer... Oh, I already removed that. Okay, that was no longer efficient. Phew! That makes a lot of sense. There's some slight server lag though, that I'm annoyed with. But yes, thank you for saying that. Grey Feather, yes, please do like the video. Especially if you enjoy my content and you want to see more of the good stuff. Ah, I missed one at the other side. Okay, let's go. Also, it's weird how they show all the weird poison numbers. Doesn't matter though. We will be okay. La 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 la. Oh, remember that they changed the Druid's Unstoppable as well, yeah? For those of you that are playing with the Grizzly thing, they've changed the Unstoppable to solely 6 seconds. So just be very careful of that, because that will drastically affect you. Was it after the changes? There's a lot of people that cleared a lot of things. It's after the changes that you have to worry about, my friend. Yeah, long time ago. Of course, I'm sure somebody will find a way to do it. Maybe with Gore's grips. I think that was the Whirlwind specialized unique item. Maybe that'll now become core. I remember previously it wasn't. But maybe it'll be possible to do it with that. I do remember they said something about the hit cap being removed. So that could be a potential way. But of course, like I said, a lot of these things will be assessed only at level 100. Because I don't intend to assess them early on. Or at least I'm hoping that they release armories before then. Because at least that way, if I want to change, I don't have to spend like hours redoing my Paragon board. Well, they did change it so that it always goes off after 2 seconds, mate. Was in the patch notes. But it probably... I don't think that's one of the ones I'm covering tonight. I think that's in the class changes, which is covered tomorrow. Hammer Barb has no problems. As stated, I think we're okay. Yep, looking good so far. Yeah. So, I think it should be much better now, eh? For it to go off. Well, assuming it works properly. So, like I said, that could be a way for... Well, I don't know, but like I said, I'll test when I get to level 100 next season.
That's a deal.
But that could potentially be a way.
Yeah, give it over.
Not good enough for me.
I'll shake on that.
Okay, let's have a look-see.
Come back if you need the forge.
There's still a hell tide on. Let's go see how the thing works. Nice job. But you still have to do it in season 1, Mike. But congrats on your achievement regardless. Yeah, listen, you can play and do whatever you want, guys. Again, I stated openly, do whatever you want, but just be aware that a lot of these will, of course, be suboptimal. They were never intended to be strong or useful. They were intended to be like, you know... I'm sorry, Mike, I have to tell you the facts, bro. Yep, Cinder's drop rate 100% nerfed. You will barely get any cinders. Okay. So yes, those of you who have stated that Cinder's drop rate has been absolutely nerfed, you are correct. We are now going to do a light test of opening up items and things like that. Even then, it's not enough because it's only a chance to get stuff. And it's not even dropping the cinders. Yep. Nope. Let's take a look at the guaranteed one. The guaranteed ones still work, but basically you'd have to find all the guaranteed ones. Cinder's drop rate is trash. Nope. Do not do Hell Tides. Do not do Hell Tides until it is fixed. I'm going to record a video while we do this. Ladies and gents, I am now recording a video as I stream. I want you guys to see this. The Cinder's drop rate has been nerfed into absolute oblivion right now. Do not do the Hell Tide because I've achieved about, in 3 minutes of play, I've achieved about 10 cinders. Alright, I'm going to do this event right here. Okay. I want to see how many cinders drop after this, and after this I'll also show you what'll happen when I kill enemies. Ah, look, enemies are dying. Previously, cinders would have dropped all the time, especially from elites and whatnot. This is not happening now. Cinder's drop rate has been absolutely shattered. You are only seeing gold drops, barely any cinders. So do not, again, do any Hell Tides until this is fixed. Okay, because you're going to be wasting your time. Unless you want the XP, of course. But take note that XP bonuses have also been nerfed. So let's see the end of this after we completely smash that. I got 1 cinder, right? And a couple out of the chest. So basically, you can get cinders out of events and stuff like that. Probably out of bosses as well. I think the boss rates have not been nerfed, yep. So bosses, things like that, or those... these Screaming Hell Veins will still give you cinders. But the groups of enemies now their Cinders drop rate has been so drastically nerfed. So you are going to spend a lot of time gathering the 250 Cinders that you need. As you know, the mystery chests now cost 250 Cinders, and my viewers have been telling me that it's taken them up to approximately, how long was it? 48 minutes to gather it. So yeah. So the Helltide changes were designed to make the Helltides, you know, an activity that's more viable. So now enemies are 3 levels above you. Whoopty freaking do. But now we literally can't do them because, oh no, no Cinders. I'm going to kill more of these creatures, and I want you guys to see, because this is live on stream while I'm also recording. But yeah, except for certain select enemies who drop a bunch of Cinders at once, your Cinder farm rate is drastically reduced. 1 Cinder out of that pack, which, another Cinder, so 2. Opening up the Tortured Soul, no Cinders. They said there was a chance of these things giving us Cinders. Where? I don't see it. I'm going to keep opening these and show you. There's none. Yeah, Mike Cawthorne states 40 to 50 minutes, 30 if you are efficient from Greyfeather. I think I'm pretty efficient. I think so. My mom tells me I'm efficient. But anyway, yeah, I don't see, oh, 1 Cinder. Wow, guys. I opened this Tortured Soul and got 1 Cinder. Wow. Wow, I'm a lucky boy. Guys, I'm a lucky boy. Their intention, somebody in chat asked me, what's their intention with Helltide? I would say their primary intention, their primary goal, is to, I think, create a way for people to safely and easily farm aspects, but at the same time they didn't want it to be like people were getting 16 aspects in one shot. Okay, so let's say if you track the Helltide, I'm just explaining what we did beforehand. If you track the Helltide, it was absolutely possible to basically go in right at the start, right at the very start, and then you would time it together with chest resets to pick up like 4 chests or 5 chests. Now I think they don't want that to be possible. They want you to just, okay, you have to, these mystery chests are going to give you plenty of stuff, but if you want to access them, you are going to have to really grind for your Cinders. So the mystery chests were above and beyond the best chests to grab, because they guaranteed about 3 to 4 legendaries. But now with the drop rate, like now that it's 250, I was okay with that. But now that the drop rates have been super nerfed for the Cinders, yeah, that is not looking like it's happening. I mean, how long we spent here? We spent 5 minutes and I have 50 Cinders. This is not good. Yeah, so they really nerfed the Cinders drop rate, and this is ridiculous. I don't think that this is the intention of Cinders, of Helltides. They're supposed to be activities that we're supposed to complete and move on. You know, yes, we are intended to farm them, but really this is a bit beyond that, eh? This pack just gave me 3 Cinders. If they had done this and kept the drop rates where they were before, that's fine, but this is clearly a miscarriage of justice. The designers definitely work for Lilith, guys. Look at this. I think this suffices as enough proof. Yeah, I don't think we need to record anything further, but ladies and gents, please remember, you must like, share, and subscribe. Okay, if you can. Please like, share, and subscribe if you guys enjoy my content. But more importantly, Cinder drops have indeed been nerfed. Not exactly the best situation, but yes, I will post this video after stream. But do not do the Helltides for now. They are not worth your time. You are better off running Nightmare Dungeons, where you are kind of guaranteed the legendary drop rate at the end of each one. And you'd probably waste less time if you find a fast one. Oh, look, a legendary drop. I think the game's trying to appease me before I end this video, but anyway, yeah. Cinder drop rate, hardcore nerf, guys. So, don't do them now. Okay? Yeah. Alright. Recording stopped. I'll post the video, yeah. I can understand, my friend. Don't you worry. I know the feeling. Players are all complaining about the Hammer of the Ancients Barbarian. What a shameful thing. You should be getting the same though. But yeah, this is rather becoming. Let's grab more strength for now. Yeah. No, a lot of people are upset because their OP builds that were relying on bugs are gone, but I don't care because fundamentals, ladies and gents, fundamentals. Let's go do a quick test. I want to see something for myself. Everywhere, Twitter, all those weird gaming channels and whatnot. I don't really care. Like I said, I am so sick of people because I feel that a lot of them are freaking morons. I hate saying it that way, but stupidity is stupid. Oxymoron, I know, but stupidity is stupid. The only big nerf to the Sorcerer was that their cooldowns were changed. Now this one, make no mistake, it is a big nerf, but not bigger than intended, in my opinion. I'm not even using vulnerable damage here. Well, this is a normal world event though. Normal world activities are fine. I'm going to assess the dungeons momentarily. This is tier 15 is the correct one for this. Stable aspect is still so good though. I believe it is crucial. It is a cruciatus curse. Okay. Let's head back to town, shall we? I agree, Greyfeather. Yeah, Jason, don't worry. As long as you're using an Asian robot build, there's no nerfs. There's changes, but no nerfs. Again, you know, I keep trying to tell people this, but it always seems to me, my dear friend, that they never listen, eh? They never do. They all go, oh my god, everything is gone. Shattered robot, absolutely shattered, I tell you. Death to everything. But my dear friend, my dear friends, please understand, I have never once built you an incorrect build. I've never once built you a build that was based on bugs because I don't exploit that. I have corporate sponsors, not from Blizzard, I mean for other games. If I built you the same stupid shit that everyone else did, I would be stuck only catering to Blizzard games, and I don't want that. I get bored. As it is, I'm already enjoying Exo Primal more than Diablo 4. Although, of course, I will never substitute that because Diablo 4 is my moneymaker. But, I mean, let's be logical here. When things are so overpowered, what fun do you intend to have? By the way, this is 6 levels above you, the maximum for World Tier 3. Again, I will be covering it in tonight's video. This is my Sorcerer build, which I said wasn't good before. But now that the standard is no longer 20 levels above you... Oh look! What is this? Sorcerer build for Season 1 already decided, and I'm not even playing it correctly. I can choose to do so. Is there a viable Fire Sorc? No. Fire has a different issue. The issue with Fire is that... Now, let me explain this fundamental issue. Again, so sorry, fundamentals here. Why is Fire and Shadow in general bad? Fire and Shadow in general have been considered bad for one simple reason. Fire and Shadow builds do not have vulnerable included. First of all, you can only do that with your Frost Nova, which I'm showing you right here. And furthermore, big problem is that when it comes to the Fire builds, a lot of them are based on damage over a period of time rather than instantaneous, because it deals with burning damage. However, you can get burning damage simply by using Fire Bolt as an enchantment, which effectively means that there's literally no reason to ever play a Fire build. This is what I'm trying to highlight. So guess what? Lightning Sorcerer is making a comeback in Season 1, guys. Asian Robots Lightning Sorcerer, ladies and gents. You will see the comeback. Are you ready for the fundamentals, my friends? Sorc has that. Frost Nova makes them vulnerable for 4 seconds. That's what I just said. You can get vulnerability with Frost Nova. And you can get more cooldown than the Rogue can ever get, so... Although cooldowns got nerfed a bit, you should have no trouble. The only reason that the Ice build was even more popular is because Ice build has even more ways of inflicting vulnerable than just Frost Nova, which is good.
Have made it without you.
I'm still going to go Ice build, of course, when I gather everything. But Lightning build is good. Well, that would be a problem, wouldn't it? Should. It's very good. I mean, I could go complete Arclash Sorcerer, but I really don't want to. I think it's just boring to only use Arclash. I am a fan of other things. Oh, I've got 3 more skill points. Why do I have 3 more skill points? What? Okay. I guess I'll plug them in somewhere. Increased mana, I guess. Okay. Sork builds? No. I like having them, but sorry, that's right. May as well increase ball lightning. Not really. Yes and no. To an extent, some Sork builds do depend on that. Some don't. It's really about what you intend to do with your build. For me, I don't have a drastically insane need for it. I do use certain things, but they are not so drastic that I need to always put them in or do things like that. Sorry, I think I'm going to go back to having some lucky hit. This mental attunement, yep, that'll do. Yes, it was. You are supposed to, like, certain gear was only supposed to drop at certain levels. So there were nerfs to gear drops overall. Because you're basically supposed to only get the, like, for example, item level 800 power gear. It's supposed to be only at, like, around the level 80s, 90s that you're supposed to get that. So people were getting it way too early, which is how they had tricked out builds. Then they feel their power scaling drop off. So just to explain that is why the change occurred. It's because, plain and simple, you guys were getting the gear too early. And you were not supposed to do that. My gear is all wrong, and yet still this is working. Intriguing. I like it. Hello, random. Oh dear. Oh no. That was fun. Remember that in World Tier 3, the maximum you can do is like literally 6 levels above you, so this is why I'm trying to explain that there isn't a point to going too ham. Oh, 2 legendaries. How lovely. Okay, good. I've made the necessary changes. I'm going back to my Necro now. This new one though, Spellbinder's Aspect, is very, very good. Core or Mastery skills cast at or above 100 mana. Gain extra critical strike chance. Not bad. Very good for ice shards, I suppose. Did I just see something that I don't know? Weird. That's okay.
Very nice.
We will change things slowly. I will find you guys the best pathway, don't you worry. For now, back to my secret necro, and thank you to everybody who is continuing to support the stream. Please do so, because like I said, I'll bring you guys only the best tonight, I promise you. Everything you need and want will be here. You have my word on that. I'll create the best possible stuff so that you guys can have an easy time. But just be aware there are going to be problems. This is not going to go easily.
How shall I guide my hammer?
Oops, wrong place.
More there than I thought.
I'll take it off your hands.
Lol, that's such a weird effect, but very interesting.
This will do nicely.
I feel like in the new season, now take my words with a pinch of salt, ladies and gents, but I feel like in the new season,
Well struck.
there's going to be a lot, and I mean a lot, of thorns-based necros. It's a good feeling. I think it's going to be quite insane. Because I see a lot of potential for that to happen. Also, the re-rolling calculator is going to become very, very important all of a sudden. I'll tell you that much. Now, let's go look for the absolute best stuff. Death Pulse is a no-no. Stormbane's Wrath is a problem. Resource Burn, no thank you. Vulnerable Resist. Ooh, I want to try this. I want to try Vulnerable Resist. I think that'll be awesome. Resource Burn is a no-no. Okay. Vulnerable Resist. Why don't we go have some fun, ladies and gents? Yes? Let's go have some more fun with the Bone Spear Necro. It is the best choice. But I'm looking forward to playing a Bloodlance Necro as well. I've seen some pretty cool stuff, and I gotta say I'm excited. I am very, very excited. Intriguing. So easy. Too easy, guys. Too easy. 3 easy 5 me. I think poison will still go very strong. Yep. A better build for Necro will be discovered? Possibly. I have a feeling that Blood is going to be the king in Season 1, but Bone Spear is still the best fundamental base build. Blood will be quite a gimmicky build, but I plan on trying Blood at level 100. Yep. I'm looking forward, like, Ken, can you do me a favor, right? The build that you made before, can you update it with the new aspect once the planner updates, right? Because I'm going to build a variant of your trap build for Season 1. I think my idea will be fucking hilarious. It's going to be very bad, but it's going to be hilarious. So, but it's going to be based off yours, right? Credit will still be given. But I have an idea to make a ranged trapper build using rapid fire. I mean, I could run pen shot as well, but I mean, I'll see which one I feel is better. But yeah, I'm going to most likely run rapid fire, and I think that it'll work really nicely. Yeah, but just let me know where you'd insert that aspect, because I'm basically going to follow your exact build, with the only exception being that I'm going to go for the rapid fire, and I have this interesting idea that I'm going to test once I'm done with all the other stuff as well. Then just resend it to me when you're finished. Yeah, but no, I mean no hurry on that, because it's probably going to be like 2-3 weeks before I can even get to it, because I'll have the other classes to do first. But I'm telling you guys, I'm going to make a ranged rogue viable, and I think I can make it possible thanks to your trapper build. Basically, it's going to be a ranged trapper assassin, so I think it will. Yeah, just tweet at me whenever you want. You can just leave it in my DMs in the tweet. Like I said, I think I can legit make it possible. A ranged trapper rogue. Like, I have a genuine feeling that it might be possible to do that. But I'm also gonna need one unique bow. So that's gonna be a thing. Either a unique bow, or of just a very good... Actually, wait, no. I might need a crossbow instead. Shit, that's right. Ah, bugger. I forgot. I can't give up the vulnerable damage. Ah, well, I'll think about it. At most, it means one extra aspect anyway. So, no big deal.
Be careful.
Help, I beg you. Did you know that I'm still hitting 1 million plus damage? Thanks to my vulnerability with damage over time to shadow. Oh, sorry, enemies afflicted with damage over time. It's so hilarious. They did nerf vulnerable in crits, but if your build is fundamentally strong, like the Bone Necro, Jesus Christ. Dude, I can't wait to see my take on it. It's either going to be so bad that I can't do things that are my level, or it's going to be so good that it'll actually be one of the best builds for Rogue. Like, I'm actually super excited to try it out. I'm just not going to do it right now. Not yet. But I will. But I will. But I'm also going to need... There's an aspect that generates Dark Shroud, isn't there? Do you remember that aspect, Ken? If you can, could you just tell me what that aspect is? It's an aspect that generates Dark Shroud on critical hit or lucky hit or something like that. Right? I need that. Then I'm going to take advantage of the Dark Shrouds, as well as the traps, and just absolutely abuse my opponents. Umbros aspect, yes, that's the one. No, wait, is that the one that generates Dark Shroud, or is that the one that gives damage reduction with the Dark Shroud or something like that. Or do the Dark Shrouds naturally give damage reduction and that one just generates it? Increases the damage reduction for each shroud. Yeah, I need both of those. So Umbros is the one that generates it. There's one that increases the damage reduction while you have it. Wait, what? So we have 2 generators of Dark Shrouds.
You need a proper weapon.
Oh. But does it increase the damage reduction only when you're standing still? That's not very good then. And do you have to be standing still for some time? Sorry about the questions. I don't play as much rogue, so I don't know as well as you might.
Anything else?
I'm going to have to use my Necromancer to farm good wands for my wizard. For my Harry Pothead wizard. I will find the perfect one for him. Oh, I can farm focuses as well, right? Yes. Good-o, good-o.
Well struck.
But just so you know, Shadow Necros are going to be very strong in Season 1. So Rena, you got your wish. If you play a Sever Shadow Necro, currently that is also one of the potentially strongest builds. Because that one has enough damage reduction to survive up to 10 levels higher. It couldn't compete with Bone because of the vulnerable stuff, but damage over time is not affected by vulnerability. So Shadow Necro might be the way to go as well. Of course, I'm still going to stick with Bone, but there's a lot of potential for Shadow Necro. You should build one.
Raise the father.
I see. Okay, so I would need both those aspects, Pen. Yes. Right. That makes sense. So both are generators. Then it means I can generate while standing still. I can get DR regardless. And I can generate on crits. Perfect. Both would be essential. My power. My power will grow beyond anything this world has ever seen. And all shall bow and burn in the eternal inferno. Oh shit, I forgot about the dungeon. Whoops, my bad. Hey Carson, nothing much, just testing the Necro after the nerfs and changes. Of course my build is still as powerful as ever. Absolutely destroying things that I should be destroying. So no problems here, as always. You know me, my friend. Problems don't really exist for the robot. No witchcraft here, just honest magic. No, I don't care about uniques. I'm just testing the changes for Season 1. Just be aware that the Shred build no longer does as much damage as it did before. I now recommend the Crone build for Druid. But then again, Grizzly was also nerfed, I guess. So that's another problem. But meh, I'm sure you'll figure it out. All I know is Bone Necro, no changes. I am still a god amongst mere mortals. I'm sure most builds will still work well though, because as long as they were based on the fundamentals, they should be fine. If they were not, then But like I said, I'm looking at something different for Season 1. No exploits and bugs, just honest magic, eh? I'm gonna still use my good old Swarm Druid. Just with some nice nasty modifications. I think it can work very well. With, like I said, some adjustments. Yes. Theoretically, it should work well. Theoretically. I'm just looking forward to trying out all the malignant hearts and stuff. Basically, they've tried to make everything more balanced so that there'll be more reason to try out the malignant hearts instead of, you know, living only for armor. To that effect, they've kept damage reduction strong and reduced the effectiveness of armor. But most builds, like I mentioned, that are rooted in the fundamentals are superior overall. Like any build that is based on the fundamentals of the game will be performing perfectly fine. Those that were based on bugs, exploits, or anything else will be doing poorly. Because now, ideal farming is that you're supposed to be about 6 to 8 levels above. Of course, if you can farm 10 levels above you quickly, that's fine, but it's inefficient. I would say, based on the completion time and potential for death, it's not worth it. Unless you are farming in a party with people that you 100% trust, I would not probably do that. Solo, about 6 to 8 levels above you is now the ideal farm. There's a lot of rumors, but as you know, never believe in the rumors. Oh, I have a lot of different accents, Chariot. I changed my accents on a whim. Because that is my skill set. I can choose whatever accent I want depending on, as long as it's the English language. Keep in mind that I'm half Chinese and half Indian, so this accent is very familiar for me. I can change my accent anytime. If you've watched my damage video, I literally did an entire Indian accent on the explanation of the mathematics behind it. So. I'm more surprised that you don't know that I can change my accent. Pretty much everyone that's known me for even a few days knows that this is a pretty standard thing. One day I'll be American, one day I'll be like this, one day I'll be something else. Part of the fun. Keeps the show interesting. But yeah, I don't care what anyone's heard. For me, I really don't give a shit about that, because everyone that says I've heard this, I've heard that was all wrong. Everyone said Bone Spear was going to be nerfed. They only nerfed the overperforming aspects. Bone Spear is doing perfectly fine. Well, now you know. But do check out the damage vid. It's very crucial because, listen guys, it's a long video with math, but I highly suggest you check it out. For those of you that don't thoroughly understand damage buckets, things like this, watch that video. You'll understand how I construct my builds and why the fundamentals are so much more important than this aspect is overtuned and performing really well and blah blah blah. Fuck those guys that do that. Like, really, what's the point? Really, what's the point? Answer me that question. There's no point, because it's gonna get nerfed. Anything that's bugged is going to get destroyed because it's not intended. Blizzard only cares about what was intended for their game. They're not going to let you have free reign, you know, no matter who you are. I mean, those max roll no-lifers play the game all day, every day, and Blizzard still screws them over because it's not intended. But Asian Robot doesn't, because Asian Robot is independent. That's why I will always provide only fundamental builds for you. Exactly. That is exactly as Rena says. Okay, sounds good. I'll review it another day, because I'll be super busy today, but I will review it ASAP. Thank you so much, my dear friend. I'll save it in my portfolio. Yes, which was supposed to be intended, my friend. I see. Thank you. I'm just going to save this in my other bookmarks. Pens Trapper. I'm going to delete the old one. Yep, that's why always wait for the actual changes to be in game. And if you want a trusted assessment, I always do it after the patch drops. And I promise you that my assessment, since it's based on facts, doesn't change. But what I can say is that, yeah, because that was based on a bug, Carson. I told you. Don't support those kinds of videos. Don't bother watching them. They're just doing it for clickbait. They spend this time because they know they can make a lot of money doing clickbait videos. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time with those people. They're not going to help you. And if you follow those kinds of people, you know what's going to happen, right? Your build is going to get nerfed and then bada bing, bada boom. Sad. Like, legitimately, that is not going to help you. And it's not that I want to be mean, or it's not that I want to say, oh, this guy bad for the sake of being bad. No, I don't care. But like I said, it's really not going to help. If you still want to watch that kind of content, ladies and gents, go ahead and do it. But by doing so, you are empowering and enabling people who are only going to make the game worse. Think on that. Every time you support those creators, every time you support those guys over a more genuine creator like myself, you are basically trying to make the game worse for yourself, because ultimately the nerf bats are going to come, ultimately all these kinds of things are going to come, and people who follow that are going to be led down the wrong path. They're going to quit. Long term, that harms the game. Long term, that harms the game, because these people are going to have half-done builds. They don't have the time to change, or maybe they trust these people above all else. They're going to get burned, and once they get burned, they're not going to come back. No, I know. I'm just gonna tell you, Carson, don't, like, if you want to support creators like that, that's entirely your choice, but don't support creators like that. I'm gonna tell you guys again, you can choose to heed my warning or not heed my warning. Don't support those creators, because if you do, you will make your own game worse, and what you're gonna see is eventually the game turns into a ghost town. Whether you use their builds or not, the second that you support them by watching their content, whether they're funny, hilarious, whatever, if they produce content of a certain type like that, you're screwing yourself, because eventually the game is going to end up with a player base that keeps leaving because these guys' videos get popular, they follow. You might be smart enough, because you know me, you might be smart enough not to follow that. Other people are not. They're going to follow what's popular. They're not going to take the time to research some random Asian dude that makes more legit builds. No, they're going to just say, oh, this guy's popular, his builds must be good, right? They're going to follow that, get frustrated, they're going to leave the game, they're not going to come back. Every time we drop players, it means less content in the long run. It means longer content cycles. Now, of course, Blizzard is not in danger of that, but they are in danger of putting out worse content. And bad takes. Don't forget the bad takes. As it is, there's already a bug with Hell Tides. Yeah, I know. And that's why I want them out of the industry ASAP. Because they don't care about you guys. They don't care about you guys. They're doing this for the money. They don't care about you. Keep in mind. I've always said this before. I care about you guys as family. They don't. So choose for yourself and decide for yourself. But I don't encourage supporting these people for that simple reason. They do not care. To them, you're a wallet. You're a number. To me, you're my everything. You're all I have. So of course I'm going to work hard for your sake. And that's the difference. That's the difference between a streamer that wants it and a streamer that's in it for the money. The less we support those people, the faster they get out of the industry, and the faster they make their retirement video, the better it is for all games. I tell you, I've seen games where, like, and this is an actual example from partnerships that I've been a part of. I've seen games where, like, sometimes they have a smaller creator base, but, like, those creators are really passionate about the games, and you can see that they follow the developers' like intentions behind the game, and they always produce like really good stuff. And when I see that, like, those games tend to over time have a better cult following. I can tell you a game which did not do this. Okay, it was Darktide. Some of the most popular creators took advantage of bugs, took advantage of things that were overpowered. They made build videos, players followed that. Then as soon as that shit got nerfed or changed, they left the game and they didn't come back. But those that followed me in Darktide were always overpowered to the point that you could even do content with the lowest possible gear. Rena has literally run that content with me, and we've literally taken 0 damage while doing it. It's that possible to do stuff like that, but the difference is that I even for that game, I still had lesser numbers than all those creators. Why? Because I was passionate, but I was never an exploiter. I mean it. It's true. This is the standard that I've set for myself across every game. And probably it's going to be seen over time. Like, I don't have the years that some of these people do. But the more years that you see me build up, the more you will recognize that I only do this thing. I will make a season 1, of course, but I will assess it. Like, I'll do it not at first, because my first is going to be Necro and Sork. But Druid build will come. And I will reassess whether, like, what I plan on doing each season is that I won't just say use my old build without any evidence. No, I'm still going to retest everything because it's crucial. It is absolutely crucial and essential that all of this is tested and understood. Because if I don't do that, then we have a problem. We have a problem. Not me, we. Okay? I will reassess things. So if you plan on playing Druid, you can use the old one as a reference, because pretty much I'm still going to run the same thing. Or you can wait for an updated one if you don't want to wait. If you don't mind waiting. Or you can experiment yourself until I produce one and then change over later. Like, that's absolutely fine. It's really up to you what you want to do. How am I liking the nerf? 0 difference, Nemia. 0 difference. I don't feel anything. As was intended with the patch, you're not supposed to fight 20 levels above you. So based on content that you're supposed to do, maximum 10 levels above you, which I already assessed at the very start of the stream, there's been no change. If you want to assess the ideal efficiency of leveling, so about 6 to 8 levels above you, ideal for leveling, no change, once again. So yeah, no problems. I'm still killing just as fast. In accordance with the levels that we're supposed to be doing, I'm killing just as fast as I was before. But of course, the 20 levels above you is no longer possible. Doing perfectly, Shefty. I'm never doing badly. Because I'm not a gimmick creator. That's why. Like I said, fundamentals, ladies and gents, fundamentals. So yeah, even modifiers that previously gave me problems are no longer giving me issues. Because now the scaling and everything has been more balanced. But what I am going to caution everybody is that gearing will be harder in Season 1, keep this in mind, and Hell Tides are currently bugged. Video will be after stream. But gearing is going to be a bit harder in Season 1. Not because of less gear drops. By the way, you get more gear drops. But gear upgrades more slowly. Okay? So at certain levels, you will not be able to drop like sacred gear straight away. Okay? Keep this very clearly in mind. Okay? You're going to have to hit certain level requirements before that shit even starts dropping. So just be very aware of that. Okay? You're not going to see the same kind of things that you saw in the pre-season. They want it structured so that you're not going to immediately get best of the best gear. Like there's going to be a more clearly defined upgrade process to your stuff. But on the plus side, in World Tier 3, for example, the maximum levels above you in terms of Nightmare Dungeons is 6. Even if you want to go above that, you shouldn't because there's no value. So, all builds will be tailored to a maximum of 6 levels above. All builds will be tailored and adjusted for that. But, ideal leveling in World Tier 3, 4 levels above. 4 to 5 levels above, theoretically. But gearing will be a bit more difficult, just be aware. Yeah? Oh, wow. Mother's Embrace, as always. The one unique that I don't care about that keeps coming toward me constantly. Oh, the walls. Wallers are now more dangerous as well, FYI. Forgot about that. I mean, it's not going to bother most of the best builds, but just be careful of wallers now as well, yeah? Because they will annoy the hell out of you. Ranged shots don't seem to... Even melee doesn't seem to really go through wallers' stuff. So you're going to want to be careful of that. But yeah, no real, assuming you're following the level guidelines. If you're trying to do way above your level, then yes, you are very, very drastically nerfed. Because it was a major nerf. But if you're following the intended guidelines, then the nerf should not bother you, assuming that you are following robot builds. La 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 la. But yeah, finding ideal gear is definitely going to be a bit more difficult than it was before. Okay, let's take a look at this. Armor breakers, probably a bad idea. Potion breakers. Let's test potion breakers in Ironhold. I want to see how this will feel. That's getting a bit hot. Now let me catch up with chat. Bone Spear always performs hard. You might want to try the Barbarian build that I have, Nemea, because I tried Barbarian earlier, I had no problem. River, there was no nerf to Sorcerer. I played Sorcerer on this stream, and my Sorcerer, which was worse than everything else before, is now brought in line. So the Sorcerer will be doing fine. In fact, you'll see a resurgence of my Lightning Sorcerer. Like I said, River, please do not believe what you hear on the internet. I will assess the class changes tomorrow. And I have literally played Sorcerer on this stream. Everybody saw me do it. 6 to 7 levels above me, which is the intention for World Tier 3. My Lightning Sorcerer, which was bad before because it couldn't compete in World Tier 4. And I told everybody as much. It literally just went through the content. There was no problems. I didn't even die. So... the Sorcerer did not have nerfs. No. Only if you're playing, I would say, the wrong way with the Sorcerer, or if you're playing an unintentional build. I can certainly tell you that there was no difference to my combat at all. Yeah, you probably do, because imperfectly balanced, I recall that a lot of builds recommended that, Shefty, but there's a reason I didn't. You don't want that shit. It's a waste of your time. If I recall, imperfectly balanced is this one. Yeah? Don't. It is a waste of your time. The only thing you want ranks for is what is it called? Bone Spear. The rest don't even matter. Ocean Breakers are still relatively hard. That's a good one. So I would still, assuming the dungeon has a lot of range enemies, I would still caution against using the Potion Breakers affix. But I just shot through with like practically no essence, and those guys all got eliminated. Yeah, like I said, a lot of this, Shefty, is all bugs and exploits. So I do not recommend it. Well, more vodka. I'm live every day, bro. Why didn't you support my Exo Primal streams, bro? I'm sad now. You gotta be supporting the Exo Primal streams, man. You can't just support Diablo streams, bro. If you only support Diablo streams and you don't turn all my notifications on, I'm gonna be very sad. I will always remember those that support my other streams, not my Diablo streams. Diablo streams, of course, are my moneymaker, but guys, if you truly support a streamer, you must attend all their shows, man. Enjoy the shows, bro. But yeah, a lot of this stuff that is recommended is because it's bugged or uses exploits. That's why I don't do anything that is not based on fundamentals, Shefty. Exo Primal streams are good. But again, guys, I'm gonna caution you guys for season 1. Please remember, you should have just asked to join us instead. Why would you want to play against me? You should have played with us. Unless, of course, you really wanted to fight me or something. Then I don't mind. But yeah, you should have just joined us and played. Would have been fun. I'll be playing Exo Primal one last time tonight, so look forward to it. But tomorrow onwards will be pure Diablo again. No morning stream tomorrow though. I'm going to be helping my dad and all that kind of stuff, yeah? Because I think our crutches will be arriving soon, so please keep that in mind. No morning stream tomorrow, because I've got to take care of my family. It is a very fun game, yeah. Diablo will suck up all my time, but I'll still play some Exo Primal here and there. But that is fair, because every game needs progression right now. Otherwise, people will just play it for a little while and drop it. I mean, look at Darktide. We don't want that situation. And I think Exo Primal will have a much better situation than Darktide, at least. Because their progression and gearing is pretty awesome. But good team comps and healers are so... like, once again, the support is literally the crux of the team. Good support means easy wins. Bad support means, pain. Oh, Exo Primal would never be boring, Pen. Why did you come and see the streams yourself? You should have. It's a great game, man. Yeah, Witch Doctor is really good. But I very much prefer sorry. I always call it Soundwave because of the Transformers Skywave. I prefer Skywave and Nimbus. Nimbus is very strong, but needs all their upgraded gear, unfortunately, to be viable. To be even borderline competitive. Skywave is competitive from the get-go and gets even stronger. Oh, you saw the stream? Then good. Then you know it's not boring. It's fucking excellent, man. I did think you were there. Oh, that's okay. I don't care if you chat or not. But as long as you were there, you got a chance to see it. It's fucking awesome. I love the competition. Like, that is the kind of game that I live for. I just don't play it because it often doesn't get a lot of traction and viewership. But it is a very fun game. It is practically... it's like Overwatch mixed with, like, Gambit from Destiny 2. It's over Gambit. Overbit. But yeah, no, I love it. Absolutely banger of a game. The competitive elements are awesome. It's very fast paced, yeah. It's all about speed, and I think that I like that because I don't want games lasting like long periods of time because it gets exhausting. So Overwatch really had the right formula with that kind of thing. Oh, investigate alter elimination. Yeah, this is the fun one. I like speed. When things are fast, you know, it feels good. When things are slow, it doesn't feel good. I think the thing I like the most is that, you know, skill plays a major factor. Yeah, I still haven't experienced that yet, but I'm looking forward to it. You should watch the Exoprimal streams, they're great. Lots of fun. But yeah, I haven't done the massive boss fights yet. Nope. I'd love to, but I haven't, yeah. I haven't, one hasn't spawned for me. But I do want to do that. Mostly, like, we kept getting PvP rounds and stuff, which is excellent. But I think I'll only get that after I do more of the storyline. Because I think that the type of maps that you unlock is storyline and progression based as well. But I really can't get over how crucial support is. Like, not having a good support, Well, then I'll count on you to play Barrage, dude. Play more Barrage then. Okay, I want to see you get MVP every match. Big Boss is controlled by AI. Humans only control like the PvP sections. But yeah, the bosses are AI controlled. Unless it's a Dominator. A Dominator sends an enemy, a player-controlled dinosaur against you. So yeah. But other than the Dominator, it is all AI controlled, which is awesome. It's like a PvP, PvE. Alright, that'll be insane. Yeah. Barrage really does require good skill. Yeah, listen, spam Barrage. I'll be happy if you take a DPS role. I'll go either tank or support. Because for me, I just play Pharah. I mean Skywave. Skywave is literally Pharah and we all know it. But she's Pharah with healing. Oh my god, it's the best. Like, there is no reason not to play Skywave. Skywave is awesome. No, how dare you. Go Barrage. I demand you pick Barrage. I want my rig cooldown module. That one is essential.
Yeah, give it over.
Once I have the rig cooldown module, I'll have a lot of fun. No, no, no. You cannot main. You cannot main. I don't want mains. I only want flex players. Because I think that the way to beat everybody is by adjusting the team till it's just right. We can have 2 supports, but must make sure that if there is more than 2, we change accordingly. Okay, as long as you play all of it, then that's fine. I will disallow anybody that mains. You must be able to play at least 2 roles. 2 roles effectively. But But yeah, Witch Doctor's great. I can go Murasame to supplement. I have the best boots, 25% movement speed. Maxed out move speed. Well, technically 26.2%. See? I have the 26.2% move speed. Maxed. Because going fast as the Necro is the most important. You gotta have the speed, bro. When you don't have the speed, you don't have the greed. Hello, Badir. How you doing? Yeah, good healers make or break, but just remember that a good healer doesn't just heal as well. I mean, I'm sure you already know this, but this is for people that don't know in Exo Primal, right? Good healers don't just heal. Good healers are actually one of the most aggressive DPSs as well. Basically, you need to balance between your healing and DPS. And I feel that the Witch Doctor does very well with that. Because the Witch Doctor can heal while focusing their staff on DPS, which is really, really good. And then at the same time, they can like also buff all around them, which is really awesome. Yeah, the stuns are crucial, man. I freaking love that. I think that that is one of the funnest parts about the Witch Doctor. I love playing Witch Doctor myself. It's very, very good. The only reason that I like Skywave as well is the fact that the ult is such a good disabler. Like, I think that that is the best disable in the game. Couple that with a good cannon and all that, and the rig module, I think you can absolutely rip through opponents. I think the rig cooldown module is probably the most essential. Like, reload, of course, is good if you can, but there's other better stuff. More or less. More or less. But I mean, even in that game, there's probably a meta build. What modules are you talking about? Are they the general modules or the barrage-specific modules? Because if I'm not wrong, one of them is the increased grenade AoE. That one is essential for helping the team to clear fast. And I believe it'll be the high Zol for barrage so that they can ult more often. Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, I knew I was right. Which are the two barrage-specific modules? I think, if I'm not wrong, it's the AoE one and the... I can't remember what's the other one. But yeah, for my Skywave, I'm definitely going rig. Because I only save my ult for certain situations anyway. So I don't really need the high Zol module. My gravity control is more than enough. And my disruption, of course. Fair enough. Don't worry, guys. On my sub account, you'll see me post the meta builds for Exo Primal. Whenever I have time, I'll play some of that. Oh, you're making me feel like playing Exo Primal right now. But I can't, because I need money. I looked at my bank account this morning, like I said, guys. Pretty scary, so... Gonna work hard. Gonna work very, very hard. This month. I'll just build my builds like I build my Diablo builds. But yeah, the AoE one is like the most important. That one is like crucial. I need that. Once I have that, I'll be happy. Oh, I did see that one. That one's good. And why shouldn't you? Exoprimal's a great game. Like I said, I don't envision it becoming popular. It's just not the sort of game that gets popular, sorry to say, but it's a very, very good game overall. And there is quite a bit of interesting build diversity, yeah. But certain things are absolutely crucial. Like Skywave, you need the increased damage and healing. There's just no point in taking anything else in that tier. So increased damage and healing, then probably, like I said, I'm planning increased damage and healing. Short cooldown on gravity, which will reduce its duration, but I don't really care on that. The reduced duration is fine as long as I can spam it, because it's more important to spam it multiple times. Like every time there's an AoE, spam that, control and devastate, and then move on. Because all I want is that short pull-in effect, and then I'll blast them with my staff anyway. Then the third one will just be the rig module. The rig module cooldown is crucial, because shaving that time off the cannon and whatnot would be really helpful for bigger dinosaurs. Or even for AoE situations, you can just spam that freely. Yeah, it's crucial that Nimbus gets the fast cooldown on weapon swap. I love Nimbus and I got a legendary skin for her, but I realized immediately that Nimbus is like one of those that's like, oh, you don't have this, the fast swap cooldown, you're gonna be drastically ineffective. So I'm gonna need, what I'm probably gonna do is I'm just gonna get you guys to carry me a little bit for Nimbus until I can get that. But I need both Skywave and Nimbus leveled up. Skywave is good. When Kaz plays Skywave, I'll play Nimbus. Basically, I'll play like the off healer first. Nimbus is very module heavy. Like once you get the swap, like the swap is the most crucial, but once you get that, oh my god, she's godlike. Then she can increase critical damage as well. That's ridiculous, especially for the big dinos. I like that. And her heal and her homing shots is beautiful. Well, I'll either increase the critical damage or do the stuff, but we'll see. Nimbus is very module heavy though. I don't need her movement module. That one I'll probably save for either rig or reload, whichever one. I can see that. To me, that makes sense. But you know, Sever with the Blight Pool I think is going to be really awesome. So Rena, you might want to make a Shadow Necro if you ever feel like experimenting. I think the Sever with the Blight Pool is going to be pretty sick. Because critical strikes are relatively easy to achieve. And that, if you use the one where Blight pulls in and then just like helps you deal more damage, I think some astronomical numbers might be achievable.
Unusual, but a good addition to my wares. Always smart to buy surprise inventory.
Always smart to buy surprise inventory.
Well, I will come back soon.
Alright, one last dungeon, guys. Let's see. The 35. Lightning Storm, do not want. Let's do a simple Avenger. And I'll have a Precision Elixir. Yeah, I need to buy all my frames first, but then after that I'm going extra heavy on the modules. I need them. I did cave and buy the season pass last night. So that was a thing. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the games tonight. See how that goes. Double Skywave is also pretty OP, but only the Skywaves know what they're doing. Because 2 Skywaves have insane area control and healing. Like, your teammates should never be unhealed. It should just be instantaneous. Instantaneous. Yep, I'm healed to the core. Because you can literally do damage while healing, so as long as your teammates play aggressively. Oh my god. I remember when playing a Skywave, I think I kept Rena alive by just bombarding him and also like dealing damage to whoever he was engaging in PvP. It was pretty damn awesome, not gonna lie. I was just trying it out because I had seen Kaz play it and I was like, oh, this is fun. So I tried it out and then it was deadly, deadly. Thank you to everybody keeping my stream on. All right, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Keep it up, keep it up. If you guys don't keep it up, I'll be sad. So keep it up, keep it up. Thank you very much for supporting me. All right. Y'all will get to expect some Exoprimal streams here and there, of course. I'll play it when I can. Yes, Day. Good to see you. Hope y'all all enjoy some Exoprimal tonight. It'll be our last night of playing Exoprimal before the season starts because the season's going to be hardcore for Diablo. Definitely for the first week, it's going to be Diablo. But after that, I'll probably do some more variety. But the first week, at least, you can expect nothing but Diablo because we are going to be going hard. We're going to be going hard. We're going to be going core. We're going to be going hardcore. We have a lot to do. RPG games only if sponsored. For example, Starfield. If Starfield says, hey, play this game, we'll pay you. I say, of course. But I try to avoid RPG games because they require too much time investment. And they're less fun to watch than competitive games. I very much prefer to play competitive games. But it's just that Overwatch is in such a shit state that I'm really not keen on playing it just yet. It's like, nah. If Overwatch, like, ever got to a good state, then yes. But otherwise, Exoprimal. Because Exoprimal's the jam, man. Like, right now, that is a Riverarcher game. Because it's basically exactly what you get in Overwatch, but more fun. The PvE versus PvP element is, like, super awesome. And I like that it's random. You never know whether it's going to be a full-on PvE, or you get a chance to disrupt and face the enemy team. Like when we won, like when me and Rena and Death Dawning, when we won that match where it was like capture the cartridges and stuff, or when we won that match where we were hammering, oh, it feels so good, bro. Like those are the kind of things I live for. That's the cat jam, man. It feels good. But unfortunately, like they obviously have no ranked mode for now because I think the game is still like just released. There's no ranked mode and there's no such thing as matchmaking. So basically you could fight against people that are like maxed out level. I'm like, lol. They have all their modules up and running, and sometimes like that's the only reason they can barely win by a second or two. But I tell you, once we get there, skill wise, we are gonna break them because we are so good. Robot fam is always superior to everything else. But yeah, I'm really never against like MMORPGs and stuff like that. Just that I have no time, so like I have to weigh very carefully the time investment. If the time investment isn't worth it for me, I unfortunately have to drop it, which is so saddening, but it is how it is, you know. Always gotta weigh that cost. Because I gotta provide for my fam right now, you know. And man, groceries been getting more and more expensive. It's actually been a struggle. Like, I don't want to say I'm struggling, but I'm kind of struggling, so gotta make sure I'm in full survival mode. Sometimes you sacrifice what you really enjoy to survive the struggle, but I tell you, if I had a choice, like right now, I'd probably prefer to play EXO
We came here to purge this evil.
compared to Diablo, because EXO is just more fun. But Diablo is the moneymaker, and I gotta play the moneymaker. Said, y'all just wait. Tonight, I'll have everything covered. But you know, as weird as it is, right, I gotta say one thing. I don't know why, but I really enjoy the animation on the freaking... I really enjoy the animation on the... the skull popping up. I don't know why I enjoy that, but I do. Hello, Mapliu. Welcome. We are about to end stream, but welcome regardless. Don't forget to look out for my Exoprimal stream tonight, and tomorrow will be a Diablo day. In the evening, I mean. 1 second, yeah? I need to check something. Yep. What's Exoprimal? Check out my past 2 streams. It's all about Exoprimal. Amazing new game that just released. Very, very fun. It's a really epic PvE, PvP, PvE game. Very fun. It's like Overwatch, but mixed with a lot of awesome things. So really good, basically. Exoprimal is the best. Super fun to play. Alright, thank you all very much for joining me on stream today. You guys have been a wonderful audience. Like I mentioned, I will have a video out tonight that explains a lot about, you know, how to handle things, you know, what's going on with the patches, all that kind of stuff. So tonight's video will be all about that. Look forward to it. Okay, I hope it'll help you guys. Other than that, just have fun, you know. I'll see you guys for more Diablo tomorrow. Tomorrow's streams will be Diablo. Tonight's our last night of fun on Exoprimal. So I look forward to it. All right. I'll see you guys then. Thank you for joining me this morning. All right. And as I mentioned already, no problems whatsoever. No nerfs, ladies and gents. No nerfs. See you later. Bye-bye.